my friends and practitioners. Practice meditation, exercise, practicing. The strong belief in our own mind that when important point for the practitioner to maintain practice, emphasize practice. If one up the other thing, if one up the other obstruction, we don't believe that strong belief in his own mind. We'll be losing our practice. So if we absolute accomplish belief in our own mind, the practice automatically maintain, and the practice automatically get the absolute uh, uh, complete practice. So all the practitioner we have to uh, get the belief, strong belief in his own mind to practice to each other, to follow the precept, to to many kind of things that the Buddha provide in the Mahayana Sutra. For example, make a vow. When we make a vow, we should be practice the vow. Practice vow like Boddhisava vow. We do all of the compassion. That one of the example from Sakyamuni Buddha provide for the practitioner improve their belief in the own mind. If we have little, even a tiny little shift, like attachment, cannot do our vow, compassion vow. So practice every day to the theory, to the explanation, understanding, never losing or give up the practice. The practice, ask the question and maintain down. So just practice, ask the question clearly and maintain down. Kính thưa quý thầy, quý sư cô.
Good morning, dear Monastic Sangha and all Zen practitioners.
Chúng ta tham thiền là mục đích giải thoát.
The reason we practice meditation is to be able to control our own self, and also we're gonna end the suffering, but we need to believe in our own mind, in the teaching, and otherwise we will control by our own self-attachment and ignorance. They will control us all the time in our life and many lives after that. So therefore the Buddha and the patriarchs always try to remind us that, just like this analogy, when we our boat is out in the ocean with a lot of turbulence, a lot of strong current, and so on. And we need to know, or we need to learn how to control, how to maneuver the boat in the ocean. So same thing with our own practice. We need to learn how to practice this, so that way we can maneuver in our chaotic life. And also we need to make the vow in our practice. And I know that it is really difficult in our practice, because sometimes our karma, our habitual patterns in life, and our deep layers of ignorance and self-control, and it could drive us out of the path. And all the matching elusive things in the world could fool us and distract us from the path, and we're not able to stay on the path and practice. And also our own deep self-attachment to the ego, our own ego. And the patriarchs try their best, to help us to trust in the prajna, the skillful means of the prajna, the wisdom. But it's just the words. But we still need to help ourselves. And also, based on the practice, the patriarchs also try to demonstrate the way, so that we can trust ourselves. So different paths, from lower paths to the higher path. So the heavenly realms, the arahat path, the Boddhisava path, the absolute path. So there are many skillful ways that the patriarch, they try to promote, so that we can stay on the path. And also it's inconceivable way, for them to help us. And when we're not able to help us in the practice, it's very we cannot help ourselves in the practice. It's also very, very sad. And people, they say that they want to make a vow to become monastic, to practice. They want to follow the footstep of the Buddha, the patriarchs, and we make maybe a false vow, which so the patriarchs could feel this sad for us, because we're not able to continue on the path when we drop out the path. And just like the parents, and we're not able to follow our parents' footsteps, and we only love to play with other things, but we're not serious about the practice. Just like in the Lotus Sutra, to show you this analogy, the parents, they try to lure the children out when the house caught on fire. So they use the parents use different way to help them out, and they try to show them all the toys. You know, if you come out, you can get all the toys. So when the children, you know, were able to escape the fire and run out, and they able to see the skillful means of the parents. So all this also relate to all the comic that we are able to see that in our life we have a lot of comic results come, and when we have this we're not able to see our own comic result, and we keep going and make more we make more karma out of it, and we continue on this karmic path. And all the skillful teaching by the Buddha and the patriarchs help us to have our own trust in the mind, and also let go or exhaust our self-attachment and ignorance. So the Buddha also tried to, and the patriarch also try to show us that if we make a small mistake, that is going to create a big karmic result. And we're going to fall into our hell realms and in the ignorant path again. And also we fall into making the mistake and we don't even know. And we create we're gonna fall into the three heaven. I mean, three heavy lower realms: the animal realms, the hungry ghost realm, and the hell realm. And if our practice also make other people not believe in themselves, and we could cause them to fall out the path, then we also fall into the deeper hell realms. And just like, you know, in the Boddhisava vows, if you take the Boddhisava vows, you should not like give other people the liquor or the intoxicant drink. They're gonna fall into their own ignorance, and we also commit the karmic results in a. So it's very difficult, you know, when we get into the path. But doesn't matter how difficult the path is, we still need to practice. We still need to ask the question and maintain the doubts. And we still need to maintain our diligent practice. So that way we can exhaust our self-attachment and ignorance. So when we practice this, we should have a real dedicated mind. And also doesn't matter doesn't how matter things are how difficult things are, we need to continue to thrive on. Doesn't matter how lonely in the practice, how whatever things make you feel uncomfortable about the path, you need to continue with the practice. So those are the few words that I want to share with you this morning. So now is the time, you can ask a question, or you want to share your comment, your experience. And so also, if you have any obstacles that you want to share with the Zen teachers, you may do so. Thank you, and Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Mr. Hoàng Cảnh, please go ahead.
Hoàng Cảnh mở cái micro lên ha.
Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear senior monks and venerables and all Zen practitioners, I want to present my sharing about my practice. Like you said, when our fight ourselves, our mind, we need to untie ourselves. And in the practice, it's very difficult. It's always struggling. One step forward, 3 steps backward. And when we practice, but also we let the ignorance energy to drive us. And when we do something, you said we practice, but we don't practice. And we do just the more normal thing in life, but we don't really practice. Just like become the patterns every day from 1 to 3 hours. And when it happens like that, I want to turn on the audio teaching by our late Zen Master Wei Li. And also I waste a lot of time. But when I realized that I need to return the practice, and the teaching of when I realized that my own ignorance, and when I didn't realize that I commit something, I was doing something from my own experience.
Vì một cái vấp phải của ai đó, của một vị hành giả nào đó, không phải là của mình, nhưng cũng là
and so that's why I like to really want to join this Zoom practice, so I can hear the experience from other practitioners, even they're struggling on the path. That's also my struggling. So I can learn from that. And also I can use this as a strength to continue on the path. And even though I might not, find the awakening this lifetime, at least, I can carry on the seed practice to the next life. And I really appreciate your teaching. So basically, this is our common problem, and we might have experience as well. So if we know that we make mistake, we need to make a vow to correct it and move on. That is also come from our own strong determination for the practice. To solve our own birth and death is the main thing, the main focus. And doesn't matter how if we don't really seriously practice to let go of our self-attachment, then we just fake ourselves in the practice. If our practice is based on something like benefit from something, then we practice. So sometimes we think, we not get abide in the family business or whatnot. But actually we get different issues in our life, and they hidden from us. And we don't really know, and we thought we don't have those problems, and it sneak up on us eventually, and it's gonna drive us away from the practice. So the mind could fool us all the time. So we just need to be aware of it, and we need to maintain our attitude and return to the practice. Doesn't matter what. And so the Buddhas and all the patriarchs always try to help us in different ways all the time. Just like the Earth Store Boddhisava, or so-called Kustigaba, who's willing to go into the dark place to help us, to sit with us, and to get us out of the trouble. That's our own Bodhisattva, the mind. And so we use the words of the Buddhas, the patriarchs, to help us, give us the positive attitude, and also the insight, the wisdom, so that we can help ourselves on a path. It's just like this is a therapeutic section or therapy section that we come to tell, the therapists are all about our issue. So that way we can the therapist can help us understand our true self. So when we come to this practice, we need to share our own issues. So therefore, it's gonna help us to realize our own way, to heal our problems.
đi lại khó khăn thì phải ở đó để mà tu tập.
So
Phật tử cúng dường
during the
cũng được,
Buddha
không
time,
có Phật tử cúng dường cũng được. Có
during
thể
the
ăn lúa của Phật
rainy
cũng được.
season,
Cái
3
mục đích
months
là vì
that
Pháp,
the
chứ
monks
không vì cái
and the nuns
sự
gather together
thụ hưởng,
to
cái sự hưởng
practice,
thụ,
to
ăn mặc ở.
learn about the
Thì thời
precept,
xưa
the
Đức Phật cũng
meditation,
vậy, thời chư tổ
and listen to the teaching
cũng
by the
như vậy.
Buddha. So during the patriarch
Giống như là
times,
Tổ Lai
they
Quả,
also do the
người
same.
con đại
They
nhất của chúng ta,
also do the same
Tổ con
thing.
đại nhất. Ở trong
The
không
the
còn
modern
thì nấu
time,
cháo nữa, hết gạo
we
rồi
know that
để nấu chúng thì lại
Zen
đập,
Master, late
chuẩn
Zen
bị trăm
Master
chúng
Liqua.
nên bạch Bê Tổ này, hết
So
gạo
during
rồi
that
không biết phải
time,
làm sao.
it's very
Tổ nói nấu nước cúng Phật
the
uống,
economy
tu tiếp.
wasn't good, everywhere. So
Chết
the
thì thôi chứ.
monastery, his
Tự
monastery,
nhiên bây giờ có cái quả chết
the
rồi
lay
đánh trống ở đâu
and
cũng
the
chết.
monastic sangha,
Thiền mà
they're
chết,
not able
tu
to
đang
get
tu tập
a
mà
lot
chết
of
còn quý hơn nữa.
food
Mang cái bát nhã
to
mang
eat.
theo mình, cho mang
So
cái lo sợ
he
hoảng hốt đi theo mình.
asked, his attendant that, well, if
Bây
no
giờ có
food,
người
then
đem
we're
gạo tới cúng
gonna
dường. Ở trong
boil the
đó
water
có một cái vị đại thí chủ
to drink and practice.
muốn thỉnh ra
So
cúng cái thủy lục đạo tràng, tức là
at that
có
time,
cái sự
one
thử
of
thách
the
kinh
rich
khủng như chúng ta đây, chúng ta chắc cái thế nào bị kẹt
patron
và dính mắc liền. Có vị đại
came
thí
and
chủ
asked him, okay,
muốn
I'm gonna give you
làm một cái lễ chưởng tế
10
thủy lục đạo tràng.
the value
Để
is
mà
equal
chưởng
to
tế đó 400 vạn vàng. Nếu mà nhận cái lễ đó thì không
400
có tiền để mà chi phí rồi. Nhưng mà Ngài Lai Quả cũng không nhận nữa.
400
Tại vì
piece of gold
cái gì? Tại vì sao?
to make the
Thật sự
blessing
cái lợi đó mà cái tính trên lợi
for
lọt vào cái phân biệt,
her family.
cái vô minh ngại chấp và đánh mất cái tôn chỉ.
And the Zen Master Liqua, he refused to do it
cho nên Ngài không nhận.
because he
Tất
would
cả các người khác người ta sẵn sàng làm, đâu nhất định
break the vow of the practice, the Zen vow.
thiếu.
And he let other temples, to do
Không
that
phải chế bay, không phải
function for that lay
tuyên dương cái tôn chỉ chánh
patron.
pháp của Thiền tông.
So he just
Chứ
want
nếu
to
mà
make
nào cũng phương tiện hết thì chánh
the
pháp không
true
có.
practice
Nhìn vào thấy
diligently,
toàn là lợi
and he didn't go out of the path, to get the skillful things.
của tổ sư.
So from that story, you're able to see the heart dedication for by the patriarch. You can see that their dedication to help the Zen lineage to continue with the practice.
Cái về ăn uống thôi, còn danh lợi cũng đi theo y chang đó thôi.
And the teaching is also
chia sẻ cho người ta thắc mắc cái đề ra.
So thank you, Mr. Hoàng Cảnh, for sharing your experience.
Pháp Linh.
Miss Pháp Linh.
Dạ, Nam mô Bổn sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Nam mô Sakya Muni Buddha.
Cùng quý hành giả.
Dear monks and nuns and all Zen
Dạ, con
practitioners.
có một cái này do hồi buổi hôm qua con thỉnh pháp mà sẵn có cái chị hành giả trên đây luôn thì con xin phép thầy cho con giải trình một tí xíu thôi. Sẵn có chị
Since yesterday I was asking my Dharma question.
Pháp mà chị không hiểu sao nên chị tưởng con là có việc gì sao nên chị nhắn tin nói. Nhưng mà
my question relate to
giờ nên con cũng không có hết được cái ý của con. Thì khi con
I didn't have enough time to tell my.
Đó là con giải trình cái lúc mà ban đầu của mình á, khi mình chưa có công phu á, cái mình còn cái phàm phu mình còn cái chấp á,
told my story about my early time during my practice when I began the nun practice. And I was struggling earlier on my path. And I almost gave up. But my friend on Zoom yesterday, she thought that I had some, issue and I want to leave the path. So after months, the practice helped me strengthening my trust in my own self, and many difficult things happen during our practice could interfere my now I'm living in the Zen monastery as a nun, and I live as a beggar. So why should I care about my ego? But before I thought different things. Since she's here on Zoom today, I just want to clarify about my full intention, that what I meant yesterday. The main thing on the path is a practice. And if we don't practice, we're not able to see our own ignorance, and we attach to our own self. So once you already determined to practice, we need to change in our own self. So since it's here, I want to make it my explanation about what I meant yesterday. Thank you.
Công phu, tức là đề thoại đầu của mình cho rõ.
The main thing is we need to ask the question.
Có khi lại làm cho mình thêm cái vọng tưởng.
So we should don't care about it. We should ask the question and maintain the doubt. So if you should keep going and clarify this and that, then we get fooled by our own mind, and it take us, far away from our practice. It's not relate to the main issues. So we don't need to make clarification. The main important is we need to practice. When we show out practice, so up our practice, they can see it. So we don't need to explain anything.
Cái này cũng là một cái ý cũng như một cái bài học luôn.
So this is also a lesson for all of us. So rely on the teaching, but not rely on the person. So we should not compare this and that. This teaching to the other teaching. These people saying this, and you compare with other saying. So each one of us, we have our own understanding, our own practice, our own cause and condition, our own our lesson. It's just like the
đại học có căn cơ trình độ lớp đại học
advanced teaching
thì người
to
nào kết
teach
hợp,
the
nghĩa là cái học
elementary
sinh tiểu học hay là
level.
cấp 1 thì phải chạy vô đó lớp 1 để học. Học
So
sinh đại
if
học thì vô đại
the
học. Còn có
level
những cái
of
bậc mà thi
elementary,
tài á,
they need to go to
vượt
elementary
ngoài
level
bình thường á,
to
có
study.
thể tuổi nhỏ
So
mà có thể ở trong đại học, tức là cái trường đặc biệt, trường chuyên á. Thì đó là cái căn cơ trình độ nhân duyên. Chứ mình ngồi lớp 1 mình giải thích kiểu đại học cho người ta hiểu, ta sao mà hiểu.
so
Nên
it's
cái hàng đó
gonna
không
be
cần phải giải thích.
difficult. So we don't need to explain.
Chỉ cần
We
công
just
phu,
continue
giảng
with
tập
our
thôi.
practice.
Rồi trên cái tâm mà có cái chân thật công phu đó, nó sẽ cảm hóa.
And
Qua
when you
lời
really
nói, qua hành
practice,
động,
it's
qua suy
gonna
nghĩ,
show up.
ta tự thấy biết à.
It show in your
Nên á,
speech,
bây giờ cứ công phu thì thực ra
action,
mình thấy
and
mình biết
thinking.
thì mình biết. Tại vì lúc trước là mình cho là đúng, mà ở thời gian mình cho lại là sai.
When we
Rồi mình
thought,
sai đó,
we were right
được nghe khai thị nói,
before,
ôi,
but
cái
now
chỗ sai
we
đó là
realize
đúng,
it's not
chỗ đúng nó
right
lại là
anymore.
sai. Nó cứ như vậy á. Rồi khi mà cái ngã chấp nó lên
And
á thì lại thấy không được
it
là
keep
sai. Và đúng sai đúng. Nó
right
cứ
and
luân
wrong
phiên
all
thay
the
đổi.
time, and it's
Hết
gonna
lúc này
confuse
đến lúc
us
khác, hết kiếp này tới kiếp
all the
khác.
time, and
Rồi
not
cuối cùng
only
trong
in this life
luân
but
hồi,
many life,
trong tương đối. Thật sự ra có
in the
đúng sai
past
do
and
cái
in
tâm
the
mình chấp nó
future.
thành đúng sai, do cái phân biệt của
So
ngã chấp
there's no
nó thành
right and
đúng sai.
wrong. It's only our false mind attached
Nên cứ ứng dụng mà
to
tham
them,
thiền,
and that's why.
đề và đầu khởi nghi
So that's why
bây
we
giờ
need
cứ
to ask the
biện luận
question
hay
and
biện
maintain
minh
the
á.
doubt.
Nên tại sao trong
So we need
Bảo
to
Vương Tam Muội á,
in the
đang là quan công phu
Bhavun
còn biện bạch đó là hèn nhát,
Tamui
quán thù lợi ích,
teaching, we don't need to
thiền á, cũng chẳng cần biện luận, cũng chẳng cần làm gì,
make
tự
a
nhiên nó thành ra
clarification.
một người trưởng
The
thành.
more you make
Mà
clarification,
tự
the more
nhiên nó thành ra
self-attachment
dẹp
you're
tan
gonna
oán
have,
thù.
and you
Nó không
create
có cái ba la mật của
more
cái nhẫn nhục.
enemies.
Mà
And it's not gonna help
nhẫn
us
nhục
to
muốn để tham thiền không
strengthen
biết gì đâu,
your
quên luôn. Chỉ
paramita
có chửi cũng cười nữa.
practice.
Đâu có cần phải nói lại tại sao
So
tôi
even when
tôi
people
lịch sự, tôi tốt, vậy tại sao lại nói
they
xấu tôi?
curse at
Đâu có
us,
cần
we
giải thích
don't have
minh
to do
oan minh bạch
anything.
gì đâu.
We just keep going
Chữ
out
đã
with
thì
our
thôi
life.
đi thôi chứ mắc cái gì đâu.
And when they
Cho nên á,
curse enough, they
phải
gonna
nói
leave
cái
us
tham
alone.
thiền rất là đặc biệt và
So
đại
this practice is very important.
Không phải là mình
We
ngu, không phải là mình nhưng mà trước
we
mới là mình
need
ngu
to
cái phá chấp thật
realize
bằng
that
trí đó,
less
ngừng phá chấp
self-attachment
là thắng pháp, chấp
will be
thật
better for
là
our
tạo pháp.
practice and our own
Mọi
self.
niệm phá chấp là niệm trí sanh, niệm chấp
And if you let go of
trí
the
nên tiến. Đó là lời
self-attachment,
Đức Tổ nói rất là rõ ràng.
the
Chúng ta hành Phật pháp này, tất cả những lời của Phật trong
the
kinh,
bright
điện,
mind will
những lời
show.
của chư Tổ giảng dạy, nó khế hợp vô cùng.
So this the
Phải rất là khế hợp,
teaching is
càng vô
matching
càng vô
with
tận
our
khế hợp,
own practice,
ứng tất cả cảnh, tất cả duyên, nhân
and
quả
it's
rõ
matched
ràng.
with the
Bởi vậy nó là nhân quả rõ ràng.
cause and effect and everything in our practice.
Đó là cái
So we
xin chia sẻ. Bây giờ
that's what we want to share with everyone today. And we are gonna run out of time. And thank you everyone for your time today. Take care. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.